I made my first Sims 4 object from scratch. So far I've only edited existing meshes, however I made 2 or 3 objects for The Sims 3, and even though I already have some meshing experience, I watched a Blender tutorial for the inflated text part. Fortunately, unwrapping the UV was easy, but I had my first issue when working on the textures. First I tried getting the metallic effect by painting the diffuse texture in Procreate. It did not look great. I toned it down before eventually making it a solid color. Next, the specular map. Since I've never had to edit one, I did not understand how it works. Thankfully, Syboulette not only shares custom content but also has tutorials. Here you can see a toned down texture with the specular map and those stripy shadows. Unfortunately, I couldn't figure out the cause of those. My guess is the high vertex count, so I separated the balloons at some points, but I don't know. I also wanted some creases on the balloons. My first approach was painting them, but I then used a higher resolution mesh and added them in edit mode. Plus, I learned how to select multiple edges without selecting the entire loop. I considered adding the creases in sculpt mode, but I couldn't find the right brush for it at first. I then watched another tutorial by Syboulette to make a normal map to see how this looks in-game before continuing with the other balloons. And then I found a brush in sculpt mode that helped improve the creases. I ended up using both edit and sculpt mode for those. The next issue came up when placing the balloons at night. 2 of them were darker, so I tried combining them again. Weirdly, I didn't have the previous stripe problem, but those balloons were still dark. I tried flipping the normals in Blender and looking online, but I couldn't find a solution. However, I did find a way to get the screenshots I wanted, and I'm happy with how they turned out, even though I didn't really fix the issue.